Hello, my dear students of class 6th. Myself, Vinitha, your math teacher, is here with you. And this is the video of part 8 student and 7 videos of chapter 2 we have shared with you. And in those videos, we have covered the major portion, the most important concepts have been covered in those 7 videos. And in this video, in part 8 video, I am going to share one last important concept with you. And that concept is the pattern in whole numbers. What does I mean by pattern in whole numbers? By pattern in whole numbers, I means arranging the numbers in some particular and elementary shapes, and these elementary shapes can be the shapes of a straight line, a rectangle, a triangle, and a square. Means by patterns in whole numbers, the patterns we are talking about, by the shapes we are talking about, those patterns and those shapes are these 4 particular shapes. There cannot be any shape in which you can express the whole number. Only and only these 4 shapes we can use to express the whole numbers. So we have a particular pattern of straight line, particular pattern of rectangle, particular pattern of a triangle. And in triangle, the point to be noted is that the triangle should have 2 sides equal, and it should be like a right angle triangle as I have drawn here for you, and a square. No other shape is allowed. Means if we are asked to express a whole number in a particular shape, then we can use only these 4 shapes: shape of a straight line, shape of a rectangle, shape of a triangle, a right angle triangle having 2 equal sides, and a square. And now the next question that arises in our mind, that how to express the numbers, how to express the whole numbers in these shapes. So answer to that question is also written here, that when we arrange the whole numbers in these shapes, we take the help of dots. As you can see here, that we have expressed some numbers in the form of, in the shape of a straight line with the help of dots. 2 is expressed as a straight line. Straight line is like this, and if suppose you're having 2 dots like this, and when you will join them, they will form a straight line. So 2 dots written in a straight form are expressing a straight line here, are expressing the pattern of a straight line. We are not drawing a complete straight line, but we are drawing the pattern of a straight line with the help of dots. So you don't need to be confused about it, that we have drawn 2 dots, we have drawn the 2 dots. No, we have drawn the pattern of a straight line with the help of 2 dots to express a whole number 2. In the same way, we have drawn 3 dots to express the pattern of a straight line with the help of 3 dots. And in the same way, we have expressed 4 in the form of a, in the pattern of a straight line with the help of 4 dots. So if you have to express 5 in the shape or pattern of a straight line with the help of dots, then you will draw 5 dots: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the pattern of a straight line in which we have expressed the whole number 5. So this is how we express the whole numbers in the patterns, and we have done the pattern of a straight line. Now we will see that how we will express these whole numbers in the pattern of a rectangle, triangle, and square using dots. So proceeding on, there is an important note for you. The important note is saying that every number can be arranged as a line. Means we have 4 shapes, and the 4 shapes are expressed in the form of dots. And these shapes, among these shapes, there is one shape in which every number can be expressed, and that shape is straight line. Means any whole number starting from 1 to infinity, we can express any number in the pattern or in the shape of a straight line, as we have shown previously, that how we show 2, 3, 4, 5 in the form of a straight line. Now let's come to the another shape. We are asked, let's take an example that we have to show 6 as a pattern. So we can show 6 in the form of a straight line. And what is the other pattern that we can show? So for getting that pattern, we have the three other shapes, that is triangle, that is square, and that is rectangle. So what you are seeing here, this is the shape of a rectangle. You know that in rectangle, what happens in rectangle, opposite sides of equal length. So the shape you're having with the help of dots, in that also you can see that opposite sides are of equal length. So we have shown 6 as a pattern of rectangle, and in which we have drawn 2 rows and 3 columns. If you don't know what is row and what is column, the numbers written horizontally or anything which is written horizontally is known as a row, and anything written vertically is known as a column. So this is a row, this is a row, this is a row, this is a column, this is a column, this is a column. If you're writing anything horizontally like this, then that is a row, and if you're writing anything vertically, then that is a column. So we have expressed 6 as a pattern of rectangle here. As you can see here, we have drawn 3 dots in first row and 3 dots in the second row. So 2 rows, first row, second row, column, first column, second column, and third column. So 2 rows and 3 columns. Row means horizontal line and column means vertical line. So 6 can be shown in this form as a rectangle, and 6 can be, rectangle can be also like this, and rectangle can be also like this. Earlier we have drawn this shape of rectangle, now we have drawn this shape of rectangle, in which what we did, we draw 3 rows, 1 2 3, and 2 columns, 1 and 2. So this is also the shape of a rectangle, the pattern of a rectangle. And we can also express 6 in the form of a triangle. Like you can draw, it's just our own knowledge that we are using. We draw the first row in first dot in first row, then we draw the 2 dots in second row, and then we draw 3 dots in third row. In first row we have drawn first 1 dot, in second row we have drawn 2 dots, and in the third row we have drawn 3 dots. And by this what we have drawn, if you will visualize it quite deeply, then you will see that a shape of right angle triangle is drawn here with the help of these 6 dots. So 6 dot means 6 number is represented, 7 dots means 7 number is representing. So whatever number we are expressing, we have to keep in mind that while drawing the pattern, we can use as many dots in that shape. Let's take another example. To show 4 in a pattern or a shape, we have to show in a pattern or a shape. This is the example. So 4 can be shown, first of all we can show 4 as a straight line, then we can show 4. And remember one point, always keep in your mind that whatever number you are expressing, as many number of dots you can use. If we have the number 4 to express in the form of a pattern, then we can use only 4 dots. So 4 expressed in the pattern of a straight line. Now here we have expressed 4 as a square. 2 dots in the first line and 2 dots in the second line. So this is the pattern of a square.
To get more clarity, let's see some more example. Next example is that we have to express 9. We have to express 9 in the form of an elementary shape. Now you know that 9 means we have to use 9 dots, and elementary shape means we can use the shape of a straight line. To draw a straight line, we will draw the 9 dots in a straight line. To draw a rectangle or a square, Now the question is, can we express 9 in the form of a rectangle, or can we express 9 in the form of a square? So answer to this question, I'll give you that how to know that we can express them in the form of a rectangle or not, we can express them in the form of a square or not. So it will depend on the number. Like we are having the number 9, so you will have to see the factors of 9. If you can factorize the numbers in the same factors, like when you will factorize it, it will be 9 can be factorized as 3 into 3. So means the same number is repeating again, means everywhere in every row and in every column the number of dots will be 3. As you have as you have drawn the elementary shape of 6, and you have drawn 2 rows 3 columns, or 3 rows 2 columns. Why? Because 3 can be factorized as 2 into 3 or 3 into 2. So in which shape we can express the number, it also depends on the factorization of that number. So in the elementary shape of square, we can express all those numbers which are perfect squares in the shape of squares, and those numbers which are not perfect square, like 8, like 6, like 12, these numbers are not perfect squares, so we cannot express them in the shape of square. But 9 is a perfect square, so we can express 9 in the form of a square. 16 is a perfect square, so we can express 16 in the form of a square. 25 is a perfect square, so we can express 25 in the form of a square. How? Let's see. As you can see here, that I have expressed 9 in the form of a square. 9 is factorized as 3 into 3. So in the first line we draw 3 dots, in the second line we draw 3 dots, and in the third line also we draw 3 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dots. So 9 is expressed in the form of a square. And after this, next example, 3 in the form of elementary shape. So first we have expressed 3 in the form of a straight line by 3 dots, and then we express 3 in the form of a triangle. How? We first of all, in the first line we draw 1 dot here, then in the second line we draw 2 dot here, and when we outline the shape, we can visualize that this is the shape of a triangle. We don't have to outline, we just have to make the dots, and that dot will express the form of a triangle. To just visualize that we have outlined it, the triangle can be of this shape, the triangle can be of this shape. So next there is a shape, there is a number 6. When we are expressing 6, so first of all we have taken the shape of a straight line, and then we have taken the shape of a triangle, and we have also expressed 6 as the form of a rectangle. So 6 can be expressed in the form of a straight line, even every number can be expressed in the form of a straight line, and 6 is also expressed in the form of a rectangle and also in the form of a triangle. First, in the first line we have drawn 1 dot, in the second line we have drawn 2 dot, in the third line we have drawn 3 dot. And this is also a particular rule when you are expressing any number in the pattern or shape of a triangle, then this is also a particular rule, that in the first line there will be only 1 dot, in the second line there will be 2 dot, in the third line there will be 3 dot, and moving on in the next line there will be 4 dot. So this is a particular rule when you are expressing a number in the form of, in the pattern of a triangle. And that important note is, while expressing any number in the form of a triangle, we should always keep in mind that triangle should have 2 equal sides, and the number of dot in the rows starting from bottom row should be like 4, 3, 2, 1. Means starting from the first row there should be 1 dot in the first row, then second dot in the second row, then 3 dot in the third row, and then 4 dot in the fourth row. Like this it should proceed 1 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 4 dot, 5 dot, and so on when you are expressing the number in the pattern of a triangle. So I hope you have understood how to express the whole numbers in the particular patterns or in the particular shapes. I would like to now summarize that by patterns or shapes we mean some particular patterns, and those patterns or shapes are expressed in the form of dots, and the shapes are the shape of a straight line, the shape of a rectangle, the shape of a square, and the shape of a triangle. Only these 4 patterns or shapes are allowed, and we use dots to make these patterns. And a particular rule for the pattern triangle is that beginning from the first row there should be 1 dot in the first row, in the second row there should be 2 dots, in the third row there should be 3 dots, and so on we proceed. As you can see here, that for when we are expressing 3, then we have used 3 dots, and in the first row we have 1 dot, in the second row we have 2 dot, and when we are expressing 6, then we have 1 dot in the first row, 2 dots in the second row, and 3 dots in the third row. And those numbers which are perfect square like 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, only those numbers can be expressed in the pattern or shape of a square, because in those numbers there will be the equal number of rows and patterns, and the condition of square also says that all the 4 sides should be of equal length. Now let's see some exercise questions. As you can see here, this is the exercise 2.3 here in front of you, and what does the first question says? The first question says which of the following will not represent 0? Which of the following will not represent 0? And to know this, to do the answer of this question, we must know one thing. I have told you the additive identity, I have told you the multiplicative identity, and one more rule I want to tell you, that regarding 0, whenever you are adding 0 to any number, like you are adding 0 to 1, you are adding 0 to 2, or you are adding 0 to even 1000 or 100, whenever you are adding 0, then it doesn't affect the number. Answer is still the same. In whatever number we are adding, we will get the same number back, because 0 is additive identity. So whenever we are adding 0 to any number, it doesn't affect the answer. The answer is the number in which we are adding the 0. But when we are multiplying 0 with any number, like we are multiplying 0 with 1, we are multiplying 0 with 2, we are multiplying 0 with 10, so the answer will be always 0. You are adding number to 0, then the answer is that number. 0 doesn't affect. But when you are multiplying 0 with any number, then answer is always 0. This is a very important point. And the third important point is that when you are dividing 0 with any number, whenever you are dividing 0 with any number, even then the answer is always 0. 0 multiplied with any number and 0 divided with any number is always equals to 0. So this is a very important point which we have to keep in mind, and with the help of these points we can definitely answer the question first. 1 plus 0 means we are adding 0 to 1, then answer will be always the same number, means in this answer is 1. When we are multiplying 0 with 0, then answer is 0. When we are dividing 0 with 2, even then the answer is 0. Then the part D, we have 10 minus 10 upon 2. 10 minus 10 means 0. And 0 divided with 2 is always 0, because I have told you a rule that whenever you multiply 0 with any number, or whenever you divide any other number with 0, 0 is divided by any other number, then answer is always 0. And when 0 is added to any other number, then it doesn't affect the number. Answer is again that number in which we have added 0. The next question is, if the product of two whole numbers is 0, if the product of two whole number is 0, can we say that one or both of them will be 0? Justify through example. This is just like the question number 1 that I have told you, that whenever we are multiplying any number with 0, then the number is always 0. So yes, the product of two whole number is 0. Whenever the product of two whole number is 0, that one of them or both of them will be 0, because product is 0 is only in a case when we are multiplying a number with 0. Whenever we are multiplying 5 with 0, product is 0. Whenever we are multiplying 10 with 0, product is 0. Means any number multiplied with 0 is always 0. So if the product is 0, then one of the number or both of the number will be 0. And you can give these examples. Now see the next question. The next question says, if the product of two whole numbers is 1, if the product of two whole number is 1, can we say that one or both of them will be 1? Justify through example. Now it's about the product of two whole number, and the product is equals to 1. Like you are multiplying a and b, and the product is equals to 1. So always keep in mind one thing, that product is 1. Suppose you have a number 2. When you will multiply it with 1, then what you will get? You will get 2. When you will multiply 5 with 1, then you will get 5. Why? Because 1 is the multiplicative identity. I have told you about it. It doesn't change the identity of the number. So the answer to this question, that if the product of two whole number is 1, then can we say that one or both of them will be 1? No. Answer will be no. We cannot say that one or both of them will be 1, but both of them, when 1 is multiplied with 1, only in that case product is 1. So we can say that the product will be 1 only when both of them are 1. And what will be the example? 1 into 1 equals to 1 will be the example. And the next question is find using distributive property, and I have told you that how to do the distributive property. Even the part A question I have solved in a video, in a previous video that I have shared with you, how to do multiply with 728 into 101. In the part 5th video I have shared the solution of this question with you, and in the same way you have to do them. And the next question is the pattern based question. Solution to this question, we have to study the pattern and we have to write the next 2 steps, and can you see how does the pattern works? So to understand this question, first need that is that we have to write the pattern. Like the first step of this pattern is this, second step of this pattern is this is the third step of the pattern, this is the fourth step, and this is the fifth step. The first step that we need to solve the question is that we have to write the pattern one under the other, like this I have written here. As you can see here, first of all you will write the pattern like this. The first step is 1 into 8 plus 9. First of all we write this one here. Then the second pattern, 12 into 8 plus 2. Then you have to write the second pattern just downside the first pattern. After that the third pattern, which is this one, 123 into 8 plus 3 is equals to 987. You have to write it just under the second one. The fourth pattern will be written just under the third one. The fifth pattern will be written just after the fourth one. So to write down the pattern in this order is the first need to understand the pattern. When you have written them, then the next step to observe this, what you are seeing in the left hand side. In the left hand side you are seeing that first number, that is 1 here, second number is 8 here, third number is 1 here, and the fourth in the right hand side is 9. And 8 is repeatedly written in every step. And after the sign of addition sign के बाद में आपको दिख रहा है कि नंबर कॉन्जिक्यूटिवली इंक्रीज हो रहे हैं, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. और जो फर्स्ट हमारा नंबर है उसमें पहले हमने वी हैव रिटन 1 इन द फर्स्ट स्टेप, देन इन द सेकेंड स्टेप वी हैव रिटन 1 2, देन इन द थर्ड स्टेप वी हैव रिटन 1 2 3, in the fourth step we have written 1 2 3 4, in the fifth step we have written 1 2 3 4 5. So now I think you are able to understand the pattern. In the right hand side we have written 9 in the first step, then decreasing order 9, then 9 8, in the next step decreasing order 9 8 7, in the next step decreasing order 9 8 7 6, in the next step 9 8 7 6 5. So I hope you are able to understand. It means after 9 8 7 6 5 what will come? 9 8 7 6 5 4, and after 9 8 7 6 5 4 what will be the next step? 9 8 7 6 5 4 3. And in this side, in left hand side, after 1 2 3 4 5 what will be the next number written out? 1 2 3 4 5 6. 8 will be repeated, and after 5 there will be 6. In the last step, after 1 2 3 4 5 6 we will write 1 2 3 4 4 5 6 7. 8 will be repeated, after 6 there will be 7, and after 9 8 7 6 5 4 the next decreasing order will be 9 8 7 5 6 4 3. So this is how we understand the pattern. So I hope you have understood the question. Now students, I would like to end this video session here, and would like to tell you that in the chapter number 2 you do not have to write down the complete chapter in the notebook. Instead you just have to draw the mind map of this chapter at the very first page, and after that there will be some important questions which will be based on each and every important concept of this chapter. Only those questions you have to write down in your notebook. So do not worry about the PDF notes of every exercise. You don't have to do every exercise in the notebook. So only important questions, and those questions will be shared with you very soon at the right time. So okay, so just watch the videos, concentrate on the concepts, do practice, and get as much perfection in solving the questions as you can. So keep revising, keep practicing. Have a good day, students.